Hello, my name is London Williams, and the speech that I will be reciting today is The Ballot or the Bullet by Malcolm X. He said it, or recited it, I'm sorry. He recited it in 1964, April 3rd, 1964, in Cleveland, Ohio. And, yeah. Although I'm still a Muslim, I'm not here tonight to discuss my religion. I'm not here to try and change your religion. I'm not here to argue or discuss anything we differ about. Because it's time for us to submerge our differences and realize that it is best for us to first see that we all have the same problem. A common problem. A problem that will make you catch hell, whether you're a Baptist or a Methodist or a Muslim or a nationalist. Whether you're educated or illiterate, whether you live on the boulevard or in the alley, you're going to catch the same hell just like I am. We're all in the same boat, and we all are going to catch the same hell from the same man. He just happens to be a white man. All of us have suffered here in this country. Political oppression at the hands of the white man, economic exploitation at the hands of the white man, and social degradation at the hands of the white man. Now, in speaking like this, it doesn't mean that we're anti-white, but it does mean that we're anti-exploitation, we're anti-oppression, and we're anti-degradation. And if the white man doesn't want us to be anti-him, let him stop exploiting, oppressing, and degrading us. Whether we are Christians or Muslims or nationalists or agnostics or atheists, we first have to learn to forget our differences. If we have differences, let us differ in the closet. But out in front, let us not have anything to argue about until we get finished arguing with the man. If the late President Kennedy could get together with Khrushchev and exchange some wheat, we certainly have more in common with each other than Kennedy and Khrushchev did with each other. If we don't do something real soon, I think you'll have to agree that we're going to be forced either to use the ballot or the bullet. It's one or the other in 1964. It isn't that time is running out. Time has run out. 1964 threatens to be the most explosive year America has ever witnessed. Why? It's also a political year. It's the year when all of the white politicians will be back in the so-called Negro communities jiving you and me for some votes. The year when all of the white political crooks will be right back in your and my community with their false promises, building up our hopes for a letdown, with their trickery and their treachery, with their false promises which they don't intend to keep. As they nourish these dissatisfactions, it can lead to only one thing, an explosion. And now we have the type of black man on the scene in America today, I'm sorry, Brother Lomax, who does not intend to turn the other cheek any longer. Don't let anybody tell you anything about the odds are against you. If they draft you, they send you to Korea and make you face 800 million Chinese. If you can be brave over there, you can certainly be brave right here. Those odds aren't as great as these odds. And if you fight here, you will at least know what you're fighting for. I'm not a politician, not even a student of politics, in fact. I'm not a student of much of anything. I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, and I don't even consider myself an American. If you and I were Americans, there'd be no problem. Those honkies that just got off the boat, they're already Americans. Polacks are already Americans. Italian refugees are already Americans. Everything that came out of Europe, every blue-eyed thing, is already an American. And as long as you and I have been here, we aren't Americans yet. Well, I am one who doesn't believe in deluding myself. I'm not going to sit at your table and watch you eat with nothing on my plate and call myself a diner. Sitting at the table doesn't make you a diner unless you eat some of what's on the plate. Being here in America doesn't make you an American. Being born in America doesn't make you an American. Why, if birth made you an American, you wouldn't even need legislation. You wouldn't need any amendments to the Constitution. You wouldn't be forced with civil rights filibustering in Washington, D.C. right now. They don't have to pass civil rights legislation to make a Polak an American. No, I'm not an American. I'm one of the 22 million black people who are the victims of Americanism. one of the 22 million black people who are the victims of democracy, nothing but disguised hypocrisy. So I'm not standing here speaking to you as an American. No. So I'm not speaking to you as an American or a patriot or a flag saluter or a flag waver. No, not I. I'm speaking as a victim of this American system, and I see America through the eyes of the victim. I don't see an American dream. I see an American nightmare. These 22 million victims are waking up. Their eyes are coming open. They're beginning to see what they used to only look at. They're becoming politically mature. They are realizing that there are new political trends from coast to coast. As they see those new political trends, it's possible for them to see that every time there's an election, the races are so close that they have to have a recount. They had to recount in Massachusetts to see who was going to be governor. It was so close. It was the same way in Rhode Island, Minnesota, and many other states around the country. And the same with Kennedy and Nixon when they ran for president. It was so close that they had to recount all over again. Well, what does this mean? It means that when white people are evenly divided and black people have a block of votes of their own, it is left up to them to determine who's going to sit in the White House and who's going to be in the doghouse. It was the black man's vote that put the present administration in Washington, D.C. Your vote, your dumb vote, your ignorant vote, your wasted vote put an administration in Washington, D.C. that has seen fit to pass every kind of legislation imaginable, saving you until last, then filibustering on top of that. And your and my leaders have the audacity to run around clapping their hands and talk about how much progress we're making and what a good president we have. If he wasn't good in Texas, he sure can be good in Washington, D.C., because Texas is a lynch state. It is in the same breath as Mississippi, with a Mississippi accent. And these Negro leaders have the audacity to go and have some coffee in the White House with the Texan, a Southern cracker. That's all he is. And then come out and tell you that he's going to be better for us because he's from the South and he knows how to deal with Southerners. What kind of logic is that? Let Eastland be president. He's from the South too. He should be better able to deal with them than Johnson. Thank you. That's all my speech.